moving right in on their door, Jeff, right on the outside.
Oh, Byron got
two more right there.
That was almost exactly what just happened. Amarillo. Harvick into his teammate, Chase Briscoe, heavy into the wall on the outside. Caution.
We got cars everywhere.
So Byron hit Newman, who spun, and there are 3 other cars stopped further back, including the free pass car, Quinn Houff, Cody Ware in the 51.
But he just told the team he's still not great.
Yeah, you just wouldn't. That goes around. Larson can collect some.
Larson.
Boy, there's 2 of our favorites right there that we thought were going to be the guys to beat. Might be done.
I would definitely agree with that in a big way.
It looked to me like Christopher Bell was working that top groove and just didn't have anything to lean on and came around.
3rd caution of the day, with Ross Chastain also involved. Christopher Bell around right in front of Kyle Larson.
Oh, they're wrecking here again on the front straightaway.
Fortunately, Chase Briscoe's around.
This time wasn't a big group of them, but man, the guys, again, that as you come off of turn 4 and you see that huge dust cloud and then the sun on that windshield, these guys are really having a tough time seeing over there.
Yeah, and it's right, unfortunately, on the outside groove. They need to get some water down on that.
From on high, looking for the 14.
Well, you saw
there he is.
Yeah, the 43 of Eric Jones was the first guy to check up, and then kind of in effect.
For the lead, Kyle Busch. See if he'll make the pass on Eric Jones. And around goes the 5, Cole Custer into the grass.
Looks like no damage to the front, though. We saw in Cup practice when Kurt Busch got in the grass, it just really damaged the front end, but I don't see much damage. A little bit of grill damage maybe, but other than that, that's all I see.
Just get caught up when you can.
He was running 16th, a lap down. So Cole Custer brings out the 2nd caution. That was exiting turn 4 and coming into the tri-oval here at Kansas.
Just comes up, tries to change lanes, tries to come up in front of the 14 of Matt DiBenedetto, and there just wasn't room. I mean, Matt was in the gas wide open. The 5 really, I mean, that's just, I think, a mistake by a young driver. I don't think that hole is real. I don't think that hole is there. It's barely the size for one car. I think it was just a poor decision to come up.
We had just shown the spotters. And
right there, sorry. We see right there where the splitter got into the grass.
Right.
Lucky was going sideways and kind of skirting across the grass rather than going straight on at it and digging in and just tearing the nose up.
I had mentioned the spotters. They're really coming at the spotters. When they come out of turn number 4, they're coming right at them. Is that a difficult situation for a spotter to clear a driver?
Xfinity cars, it's hard to explain. It's not like Talladega and Daytona as far as restricted plate racing.
Oh, around goes Cole Custer again.
Custer again through the grass.
Damage this time.
A lot more damage to the front end of the 5. The last time was some contact made between Cole and Matt DiBenedetto. We'll see if this was contact again.
We killed now.
He was running 18th, still a lap down. And you see all the damage to the left front of that number 5.
You see he comes up the racetrack. Wow. Couldn't tell to the 4. I mean, I assume he hit him.
How far could he have hit him? They were going down the straightaway. That was really odd looking.
Splitting the lap down cars, and around goes behind him. Justin Allgaier in the 7 involved, as is Darrell Wallace Jr., both Chase drivers.
I think Ryan Reed was also in that wreck.
Cole Custer is involved in it as well.
So potentially 3 of our Chase contenders are in one wreck.
A lot of damage to the 6 of Darrell Wallace Jr., as well as the 7 of Justin Allgaier. take a look at the 16, see if there's damage.
There is. It's not as significant as the damage on the other cars, but there is damage.
Ryan Sieg has put the window net down already. The sparks flying from underneath the 39. Let's take another look at what happened. Things get crazy after restarts, and this was one of those 4 wide situations that was about to build.
I think Brandon Jones just misjudged the entry speed of the 7 car, trying to make a little bit of a move on the bottom, and got into the back of him, and got the 7 turned around, and then really nothing he got to do.
Tires. He's only about 0.3 of a second quicker or slower, than William Byron right behind him. And they were hoping, now that the caution flag is out for Hailie Deegan, they were hoping that he was going to be able to maintain that lead just a little bit longer with 13 laps to go in the stage. They're in this for the full season. William Byron, Christopher Bell, they're not. So Carson Hocevar, he wants those stage points. The message now has been relayed to him that when they get to you, you've just got to stay smart. Let's not make any bad decisions. Just remember, you're going to get a new set of tires eventually too, and you'll be able to come back through the field.
You get that caution for Hailie Deegan. She was running 20th. It's big for her teammate, Ben Rhodes, who was about to go a lap down. And now the question becomes, how do you handle pit or not pit? You're going to be 10 to go on the stage probably when pit road opens.
Yeah, I think without a doubt, if you don't need the stage points, they're not that important to you. Stop now and put tires on. And you will mow through the field of the guys that are going to stay out.
And if you've won a race, you don't need those stage points. And you just start looking at the bigger picture. And that's where Carson Hocevar is. Do they come to pit road? I think so.
We're almost going to run this race like a road course. They're going to back this race up from lap 250. You want to have 2 sets of tires laying after the second stage ends on lap 140. So you just got to manage your tires till you get to the end of the second stage.
Wow, that's really... If they make it to the end without a caution, I'll be surprised with all the action we're seeing on this track.
And there's the yellow flag. You said it, Michael. Timmy Hill, second time today.
Well, good. I'm not surprised. Felt like that was going to happen. Man.
There's some damage to the left front of that truck as well.
Look at Corey Heim had gone on the pylon, had gone from 9th to 3rd on the restart on those newer tires. And I say 9th to 3rd. I'm not sure exactly where he was after the choose, but prior to the choose, he was scored in the 9th position and works his way to 3rd.
We may run enough caution laps to end this stage, so that's going to be great news for William Byron, Colby Howard, those guys on old tires, and Stuart Friesen, who's parlayed a really poor qualifying effort and right now running 4th.
Bam. Hailie unfortunately was the wrong place at the wrong time and got hit there.
.67 laps to go, and right as we return from break, our 8th caution of the day.
That's our biggest wreck of the day.
Dean Thompson in the 5.
I watched him and Hailie battling for a position just inside the top 20, and that's how that battle might have ended.
Yeah, he had slid back to 24th. That's where he was scored when he hit the wall. The 02 is Chris Wright, and there is the 13 of Hailie Deegan.
She's had quite a bit of damage on that right side today. A couple of trucks bouncing in to and off of her.
Timmy Hill, she got into when Timmy spun earlier. Chris Wright came along late and made contact. Here we go into turn number 1.
She just didn't look like she didn't try to make the turn so much. Looked like there was room for them to go low. Maybe her brakes.
And I think there's Chris Wright making contact, I think.
Here's Earnhardt and Ricky Craven, Dale Jarrett, all racing for position. That's 15th through 17th.
We have a spin. Nemechek and Koch off of corner 4. Caution out. Joe continued. As you can see, Derek Koch did not. And Derek will lose another lap.
It's a shame he lost a lap by about 50 yards.
It's our 6th caution of the day, and it comes as we approach the halfway point. Here's a replay. Watch the left of your screen.
That's Nemechek in the 42, comes off the corner, gets on the gas, and
Gets in the back of the 36 car. Cope keeps the accelerator on, trying to spin out of harm's way. He actually did spin out of harm's way and really didn't hit anything. Good job, Derek Cope. It's a spot away.
Terry's car don't seem to be too good on brand new tires. After they run a little while, then he gets okay.
And Dick Trickle in the 36 car having a problem over turn 2.
Caution is out. This is coming off of corner number 2. And Jimmy Spencer pulls ahead of Bobby Hamilton for the moment.
Uh-oh, he's broken the oil cooler, and he's putting oil on the racetrack.
But boy, that has a lot of damage to it on the front. Whoa, we have Derek Cope spinning again.
Hadn't been long since he was down there in that position, not up on the wall like he is right now. But caution is out.
Yep, caution is out. Well, he get the water barrels back there and put a little moisture down on the racetrack.
Those barrels protecting the cars as they come off the corner without hitting that wall. And there we see Cope coming down the backstretch.
Let's take a look at it again.
Heavy traffic here, and it looks like Johnny Benson on the left of your screen might have touched Cope, sent him around backwards into the end of the wall there where those water barrels are.
Just before that happened, Richard Petty's number 43 had gone all the way from 12th up into 8th position. Let's take a look at what happened to Richard Petty just about 10 seconds before Strickland went in the wall.
Here he goes down in the third turn. He's really been gaining on Mark Martin. The car gets away from him. Looks like it doesn't turn. He takes off the wall. The back end, watch, Richard does a good job here. Right front gets in the wall. He's trying to keep it on the wall to keep out of traffic, and he gets it straightened out. Right after this is when Hut Strickland spun right in that particular part.
Right there. Yeah, watch it from this angle and watch those cars scooting, scattering, slithering around him here. Look at Brett Bodine getting down.
Yeah, but watch this at the very end. Let's keep this thing running, Ken. Right at the end. Watch Ricky Rudd. Watch his shot right here. The last minute, he barely avoids him or he can nail him right in the rear.
Now watch coming into the top of your frame right now, folks.
Okay, we just see Ricky Rudd clear him. Okay, watch Richard Petty back there in the back. He's trying to get slowed down. He's looping it around. And he luckily doesn't get into anything either.
Remember, we heard earlier that he has a brake problem on number 43, and it looked like one of them didn't hit you up that time. But he avoids anyone else.
Now watch this car here come to the inside, tap the other in the rear.
Spencer out of 4.
Just saw Mike Walker and another car get together coming off 4 right in the middle of this big pack right here. There's Mark coming in through. Watch this. You run up on this track, see him hold his hand up, somebody hit him in the rear. He's going around down in the corner. That's just that you saw it just as it happened. Mark threw his hand up. Several cars going in the wall down there.
Derek Cope getting hit. Strickland's in it again, and Richard Petty. You were riding at 180 miles an hour with a Valvoline car when he got hit. Now they're racing back to the line with Davey Allison in front. The race came back under green at lap 117. We were away about another 50 seconds there. We came up on lap 119, and we were riding with the 17th position car, Mark Martin, when he got in trouble coming down the main straightaway. Here's Strickland out of number 12. Richard Petty's car has collided with the front end of the back end of number 12. The front end of Richard's car banged up, and here's Hut back to see if Richard is all right.
Company from Eric Darnell.
I would say beating on the quarter panel. I don't know about the door. He hadn't quite got that far up. But
it's heating up, and there it goes. Eric Darnell turns him around. Brendan Gaughan circles his way through 1 and 2. The field stops behind him. And again, getting caught up is Scott Speed in that 22. Terry Cook's on board, showing us a little excitement just in front of him. And problems back behind. Jack Smith in the 20 of Scott Lagasse Jr. get tangled up and turned around. So caution number 9 comes out, slowing the pace down once again. And this is a welcome sight for that 11 of David Starr. Again, David Starr came in as early as anyone as far as stopping and hoping that he would get quite a few caution laps, and this is adding to it.
Here's what happened. There's the 99 of Eric Darnell. He's down on the inside of the 20 of Scott Lagasse. Very similarly, get up into the 20 of Scott Lagasse. Scott actually looked like his left rear tire had gone down. Maybe Eric Darnell, when they made slight bit of contact.
He's going to have his hands full. Oh, problems with Brendan Gaughan. Brendan Gaughan turns around. That will bring the caution out one more time. 15th caution of the day. And oh my goodness, is David Starr going to be nervous?
And a nightmare for David Starr, that caution flag.
To go.
This is how this caution came out. Brendan get a little sideways and Crafton right up into him.
You saw him lock up the left front tire right there, and that didn't allow that truck to turn. He made contact with Brendan, turned Brendan around.
Comes off the corner. He was trying to get underneath the 5 car and nail the gas and got it out of control. We start that hospital wobble and back and forth, and now he goes back across the racetrack. I was hoping he wouldn't do that, but here comes Elliott. Bam! Right in the side of that. We see Jeremy, Bobby Hamilton, Elliott Sadler, and John Andretti, and also the 58 car.
And yet another caution is waving over Bristol Motor Speedway, the 7th of the evening. Chad Little among those involved. He's been in the pits a couple of times. He is going back out on the racetrack right now, still on the lead lap. But the car that took the big hit, well, we're going to see who it is.
Jeremy Mayfield, the Mobil 1 car goes up. He gets tagged by Chad Little, goes up and just about backs it in the fence. But he comes off the racetrack, and I think the 25 runs into him, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. You can see he tries to get slowed down to 25 of Wally Dallenbach, but the leaders were coming right up on this.
Yep.
Jeff Gordon and Tony Stewart got by Gordon.
The DNF in 1999 and all, and Jeremy Mayfield has crashed. And Tara Labonte, the leader, is spinning, and Dale Earnhardt takes the lead. What happened?
You wonder if it's oil from his brother's car, the 18 car. Bobby Labonte. He went a lap.
Now here is Jeremy Mayfield's wreck from Wally Dallenbach's perspective. So there is Mayfield, and you saw Labonte pass, and then there's the
69 laps are on the books. We're under our second caution as some of our leaders take the opportunity to come to pit road. Glenn Jarrett, what happened?
Well, you see Chuck Bound taking advantage of this caution to change those left side tires. Now, there you see car number 31 up against the wall. That's Steve Grissom in the Channel Lock Oldsmobile. Here in practice Friday morning, in the first practice, a little bit rainy, a little bit wet. Grissom is able to pull the car away. Minimal sheet metal damage there. He had a tremendous crash in practice. Tore the car up really bad, knocked the front snout way over on it.
We're under caution for the 4th time this afternoon. Steve Grissom involved for the 2nd time in bringing out that yellow flag. Problems in turn 2. There's Grissom, the blue and white car, just up in the left-hand part of your screen. He gets together with Jeff Berry, and now you see his car starting to cut loose, starting to make the spin.
Well, just that contact when you got a flat banking like this, Mark, it doesn't take too much contact to get a guy sideways like that, right in the critical point, the apex of that turn, and they bumped and it just sent the rear end of Steve Grissom's car right out from under him. Fortunately, nobody made any serious contact. The 66 car is headed straight into the wall right there, just got up in the marbles. That's a Canadian driver.
Problem negotiating it.
He ran up right behind Robert Presley. He went in the corner so well that he had to get out of the car, or out of the gas and onto binders. Presley's got a problem. Got a left front tire going down.
Tough break, and he spins. Tracy Leslie. And we have caution on the speedway up in turn 1.
Leslie gets clobbered by Nemechek. Both of those cars got bad damage to them.
What a tough break for Joe Nemechek. It looked like he was getting set to take the lead. There's Robert Presley. That left front tire just shredded to pieces. We're under caution for the 10th time today. And Presley, you know, with that tire brought it out.
Well, it did. And again, it was the most unfortunate thing. But again, watch what happens going into the corner here. Presley down low. Boom, gets up into Tracy Leslie, number 72, and pandemonium breaks loose after that. You see Chuck Bound making the great move, also Harry Gant and Jeff Burke.
And boom, right there. And that is at regular speed. I mean, that's how quickly they have positions.
Around the pit stops, finds himself mired back in traffic.
Oh, and Blaney crashes hard.
And Todd Bodine is involved. Shane Hall is involved. There's an impact from Tony Raines. So 4 cars. Kenseth made it through. And here comes Spencer down to take the caution flag for the 4th time tonight. Coming out on lap 106. Now from Shane Hall's roof camera, we'll show you. Now watch Hall. He has a car to his outside. That's a 63, so he couldn't go anywhere, Kyle. He had nowhere to move.
No, and that's the problem. When things like this happen, you take a car and you put it sideways in the middle of the racetrack, it gets to be a narrow racetrack awful quick. And then you got somebody on one side of you.
Boy, great move by Ward Burton in the 47 car to get by.
And this is on the other end of the racetrack after the accident. They're just trying to get back to the caution flag at that point.
33-point margin over Elton Sawyer back in 5th.
Turn 2 up here. Caution is out. Car up at the high side of turn 2.
Spotters telling their drivers that Shane Hall is up in the outside groove off of turn 2. bringing out caution number 5 tonight on lap 125, exactly halfway.
The right rear tire is flat on that car. It looks like that's what might have happened. The right rear tire went flat. He spun the car up in the corner.
And gets the car righted, puts it back in gear, and
let's check the onboard cameras. He goes down in the corner. He goes down the corner. Right rear tire just simply went flat.
As our leader, as just as we come back, there's a crash on the start.
Got a couple cars spinning on the front straightaway. A lot of smoke.
A lot of smoke. 43 cars. Shane Hall involved. The 5 car is involved. That is Dick Trickle. And you see our leaders now winding their way through that cloud of smoke as the caution now coming out for the 6th time tonight. And now the most recent caution flag from Dick Trickle's Snyder in-car camera. There's a big cloud of smoke. You can't see a thing, Kyle.
Can't see anything. It looked like Shane Hall got into Phil Parsons coming up out of the corner and didn't have a clue.
Welcome back to the Lucas Oil 250 here for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Race number 3 is under caution, and it's caution number 3 because Tim Woods, the third, on lap 42, got spun around in the front stretch. And so we've got Ted Musker. Welcome back to Mason Moran Raceway here in Bakersfield, California for the Lucas Oil 250, race number 3 for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, and we're under caution 4. Tim Woods, the third, got spun around again in the Vocal number 54. And one of the interesting things, while we were at break, your leader came in to get in the right line.
There we go.
Here comes Dennis Setzer.
Trouble turn 2. We got trouble turn 2. 54 truck.
In the wall hard to 54.
Tim
That's
Woods,
Tim
the
Woods.
third.
Front
Smoke
impact
coming out.
See it right there. Whew, that was fixing to get big over there.
Caution number 11 comes out.